All right, guys, what is going on? We are going to update the past 4 days. So since Friday stream, because we were supposed to stream yesterday, but pretty much nothing had happened on Monday. Today was FOMC, so we did have a pretty large event go down, again with Federal Chairman Jay Powell. I'm sure most of you noticed some pretty large fluctuations in the market. This was because of that event. As you can see, this was the duration of the event today. Pretty massive swings. 1%, almost 1.5% to the upside during the initial speech, almost 2% downside during the speech, and then after the speech, almost 2% upside again. So massive day in the market and that good amount of opportunity here. Now, primarily we're going to be talking about crypto, but it's good to know what's going on in the general equity markets, as this is going to lay the landscape for what's going to happen for most of crypto going into the rest of the week. So good thing is, last two Federal Reserve meetings have been very bullish. That's what we said a week and a half ago. We said that we believe all of these events for SPX are going to be extremely bullish, especially with the confluence of this massive trend line breaking out, plus the daily 200. All of them have come true so far, and it's been going well. Now, the one thing that's going the best is the coins that we bought. Was this 4 days ago? We bought a ton of coins. Here it is on your screen here. If you guys go to Crypto Archive, you'll find this. We bought XTZ, OGN, Zcash, eGold, Zen, Maker, and SXP, Swipe. We bought all of these. So how are these coins doing right now? I left one coin off the list. I left Chainlink off the list because I'm just not ready to buy it yet. I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to be ready to buy it. Maybe this is one of those coins that's just been stagnant for, I think, longer than any other coin in the market. We are talking almost 300 days. 300 days of Chainlink being the exact same price. It's not even about not buying it because we're afraid of losing money. It's not buying it because I'm afraid of tying money up and it being in here way too long. XRP has been the same way, and we'll talk about XRP in a second, but we're going to go into the coins we bought. First off, how are they doing and where are they at right now? XTZ, we are up about 5%. We're coming into that level we talked about that we need to break, which is going to be the lower range of July and August, right? You have the double bottom here, the double wicks, and then the massive crash in November, right? Fell through this level. We're now attempting to break out of this level. And if we do, that's when we'll get that massive move that we've been talking about, is those daily 200 EMA touches. Moving on. OGN, one of the largest movers on the entire list as of today, which was one of the two coins that we end up trimming. OGN is up roughly, I want to say we hit over 10%. Yeah. 17% at its peak, currently sitting at 12%. We have trimmed this one already. So this is one of the two coins we have taken. We've already sold portions of the position already. OGN, massive move to the upside. How much more do we think we'll have from it? Maybe another 10% max. So at this point, we sold at that 7% profit range. We have now doubled the profit since then. You can sell a total of 50% of it as we rail up the range here, as we scale out of the position. Moving on, Zcash. Zcash was the one position that had the largest amount of downside, right? The largest amount of downside, nearly coming towards the stop loss from these lows in January. Did not tap the lows, but we did get about, I want to say over 9% downside here. 9% downside max. So largest downside was on Zcash. Good thing about Zcash, it is at entry. It is at literally 0%. It's exactly where we bought it. Still a solid coin to pick up if you don't have it, because the risk reward is still a lot in your favor. I mean, you have 2-to-1 RR here, 20% reward, and you look about, let's call it 10-13% downside. So above one risk reward here. We'll take the position, easy TP at daily 200 EMA. Next up, eGold, same thing, still very close to our entry. We maybe have 4 or 5% profit, no sells needed. Not going to take any sells. eGold has very high potential from current price. Even if you haven't got in, you're looking at over 20% upside. I sound like a broken record talking about all these again, but today's the day to talk about them because they are now breaking out and profiting for us. Horizon, this is Zen, probably one of my favorite because it's been consolidating for so long now. That's over almost 100 days of consolidation. And today, yes, today, the day that we're streaming as well, it is actually breaking out of this level. And it's broken all previous highs of the consolidation range. I'm not selling anything. I actually ended up buying more earlier today. So if you want to increase your position size, now is probably the time to do so, as we still have about 25% upside there. Moving on, Maker. Maker pretty much has made the entire move that we wanted. We wanted to get up into that $800 range. And as you can see, Maker was pretty much never red for us. So a beautiful entry above that 4-hour 200, sitting at 13% profit right now at a max of 17. This one as well, same with OGN. I think that you can sell a total of half the position size now. We sold a quarter at 7, sell the next quarter at 14. And as you scale up the range, you still only have another 10%. So now the risk to reward isn't as good as it was before, because the risk to the upside now is only 10%, with risk to the downside being 10% as well. So 1 RR at current price. SXP swipe, profitable trade. Actually don't think this one ever went red, sitting about 5% profit. Not enough to trim yet, so no sells on SXP. And then Chainlink, we did talk about as being one of the coins we were going to buy. I'm just not ready to buy it yet. That's why I didn't include it on the list. But those are the 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 coins that we bought. Every single one in profits except for Zcash, which should be within the next hour or so. So list is doing well. We've taken 2 trims, OGN and Maker. You can have a total of 50% trimmed on them now because they have doubled in profit since the previous trim. And then we wait for the next ones to go. Moving on. Has Bitcoin made any significant changes? I'm sure you guys know this. No, it has not. Literally nothing has changed. And thank God we're not trading this coin right now. We talked about this in the previous stream. It is more of a risk to trade Bitcoin right now because of the location it's in compared to the alts. As you can see, Bitcoin has moved from low of day to high day 2%. The coins we bought on Friday last week are moving roughly, we have 14% on Maker, 14% on OGN, 5% Tezos, right? We have a lot more reward and expected value from these altcoins because of why. And if you guys remember what I was talking about before, it's because of Bitcoin dominance and what was happening before this, right? We already had the phase 1 hit, boom, good. Phase 2 with Ethereum, boom, it's over the day 200, already passed it. Go from phase 1 to phase 2. We need the large caps. We already traded the large caps. We traded Doge, we traded BNB. We made our money there. Move into alt season. And that is, as cliche as it may be, and as cliche as you guys may think this graph is, following it to a T has literally led us through each phase to profit off of the most expected value in the market. I mean, don't fade out this chart at all. It is in correspondence perfectly with Bitcoin dominance's chart. So that's why we have moved into favorability with the altcoins, because that is the next phase. We've traded through all these phases. All of Bitcoin's over daily 200, Ethereum's over daily 200, most large caps over daily 200. Time to focus on where the value is, and that's in phase 4. Moving on. SPX, any changes? We talked about it in the beginning. Not many changes. It's doing exactly what we wanted. We were bullish from these breaks, right? And it's been breaking up to the upside. We are going to slowly start to get bearish here soon. Not just yet. Not just yet. Within another, let's see, 2-3%, about 90 to 100 points on SPX. Then we start to change bias, right? Because the one idea was we're not going to break this line here, this arrow with the dollar signs above it. I don't think we break this. If we do break this, it changes a lot. Break this strong high. Why is it strong high? Because it broke the previous lows. If it breaks this, the bull market paradigm shifts completely, and now we have to go in and refresh a lot of our bias. So the current bias is definitely not being able to break this high, and before we do break the high, is flipping our long equities, selling off equity, and moving into short positions. Moving on. Not FOMO today, FOMC. FOMC today, what happened? We went over that in the beginning. Massive moves from the upside, as you can see from the 5-minute frame. Massive moves, that's all. Good day again, right? Federal Reserve is simply saying that there's not much they can do unless Congress changes. But whoop-de-doo. Very dovish. They're saying the exact same thing they said last week. The market likes it. Fair enough. Any changes in tether dominance or Bitcoin? Bitcoin dominance doing what we thought it would do. Get to this midpoint, right? This green line is the 50% range from the total range of the last 2 years, right? When it gets to this range, it tends to sell back down, just like it did here previously. Hits middle range, sells back down, and then you have that massive Bitcoin rush again, where Bitcoin dominance takes into account the majority of the market cap, of total crypto market cap. So we are coming back down to the downside here. The idea is for us to find some type of support on Bitcoin's dominance, so the market cap of all alts can start to shrink a little bit. Most likely find this around 42%. And as we come down here, we'll look to sell alts. We'll look to sell alts here and get back into either Bitcoin or some of the majors, as they will take over market share at that time. Moving on. Tether dominance, any changes? No, nothing to say here. It's been as you can see from the arrow, this is the last time we talked about it. Not much has changed. So we'll skip that. And that's all we have for today. How long have we been live? 11 minutes. I want to get under 10 minutes next time, but that's the 7 coins we bought. 8 coins if you count Link, all in profits. Tether dominance hasn't changed much. Bitcoin dominance is doing what we expect. We do expect a little bit more to the downside before we start to sell off the alt immediately. This would be in the idea of a lot of these alts on the screen you see here that we bought hit the daily 200s. By that time, Bitcoin dominance will be at that lower range that we wanted. And that is another confluence to why we will start selling at that daily 200, because at that time, Bitcoin dominance should be near that daily 200 EMA where we sell. As you can see by the arrow depicted on the screen, that's what we want, right? We want price to fall down to this level, daily 200, we sell alts, and then we get into either dominance longs or Bitcoin longs, right? SPX, not much of a change, doing what we wanted, and that's it for today. Any questions? Go now. Okay, I don't think there is going to be anything. It should be very simple. Everything we've been talking about for a while now. All these coins were bought on Friday, so not much to update except for the sells, Maker and OGN. Other than that, let's ride the rest. Let's get the profits out of them. Zen, eGold, 2 of my favorites if you are planning to choose one of them. My least favorite, Zcash, because it is the underperformer. I like to stick with the ones that are doing well, so stick with the winners, right? The winners are the best setups. And there you go. All right, boys. That's going to be it today. We'll be back here on Friday or sooner, depending on what happens. But Friday should be the day when we update these coins again. Where are they at? Did they get stopped? Did they hit profits? Are they stagnant? What's the next play from there? And if anything happens in between, we'll be posting up that analysis into Crypto Archive in the Discord. Dope. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Happy Tuesday. Catch you guys on Friday. Peace.